Do you want to know, as a parent of an IAS aspirant, how much of his or her success or even failure can be attributed to you? Hi, Vinay Kumar here, International NLP and IAS coach. In this video, my dear friends, like I just asked you a question. What percentage of his or her success as an IAS aspirant depends on you? If you are the parent of an IAS aspirant, I'm going to be answering it for you, my dear friends. But before that, I'm going to bring your attention to a major development, a very recent major development that is gaining steam in many countries, including some of the advanced countries of the West and also the states of US. Now, most governments are pushing forward a legislation to hold parents accountable for their kids' overall well-being and intellectual development. I know most of your eyebrows would have gone up. Why? You know why? Because children just don't go to school, but after their school, they go back to the home. It's now proven, my dear friends, by research that more than 80% of psychological development of a kid happens by the inputs of parental attitude and behavior. It's now proven by a lot of research, my dear friends. What you as a parent make an input into your kid over an extended period of time in his or her life becomes what we call in psychology as conditioning or programming. Is that clear, my dear friends? So, if I have to answer to you the question that I asked in the very beginning of this video, how much of you are responsible for his or her success in the civil service exam? I would say it's anywhere between 80 and 98%. That's the number. Do you want to know how? If you want to know how, my dear friends, I invite you to this webinar, which we call as the Parent Success Webinar of 2 hours, where I'm going to give you a detailed analysis of 10 aspects of parental attitude and behavior, which is going to shape a child's future, making him or her super successful or maybe mediocre. Are you ready for it? Are you ready, my dear friends, to expand your awareness on how inadvertently you would have contributed to your son or daughter's failure or success in the civil service exam? Because I have to say because, my dear friends, here, because most parents, after every failure of an IAS aspirant, will be quick to point out to a child, see, you didn't do this correctly, you didn't do that correctly, you failed, you're wasting time in life. And an array of abuses lands on an aspirant. Many times it extends to even the educational institution or a coaching institute which would have coached this aspirant. Now, before you do all of it, which you are totally within your right to do, I also want you to expand your awareness, my dear friends, and know for yourself if your child has been successful, why and what you have done. And if your child has by chance missed out on success in this exam, what was missing from your end? Would you like to know that? Yeah? Then I invite you to this webinar, of whose details we have clearly mentioned in the description below this video. Just below the video, you can see the description there. There's an arrow. Click on that, my dear friends. You'll get all the registration details. There is a link for you to register for the upcoming Parents Success Webinar. In fact, we call it as SPSA Webinar, Successful Parent of a Successful Aspirant Webinar, where we are going to be helping you come into terms with 10 important critical aspects of parental attitude and behavior, which is going to be super important in aspirants' success or failure in exam, career, and in their overall life. Yeah, I promise to you, my dear friends, this webinar is going to make your lives with your kids super better, and the prospect of your kid clearing this exam super brighter. I promise to you that. It's going to be super useful to you. Thank you. Let's see in the webinar.